There's a bit going on here, Mr. BTP. What's all this about? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome back to the BTP show, where I show you, yes, you, how to change over an external gas storage hot water unit, baby. And if you had any doubts, put them to the side, because today, BTP's choosing to go with an Aquamax 390 SS, baby. And without further ado, let's sink our teeth into this project, because I'm ready for some fun! Woo! She dead. Wet the bed, rusted through, baby boo. That's what you get when you buy a storage hot water unit with a steel tank. They only last 6 to 8 years. Anything beyond that, and you're on borrowed time. Draining the tank is where I start. A shifter on the PTR to make sure air comes in, and a long hose, making sure that I displace the water far from the building and where I'm working. Now with the tank draining, I set my sights on making this environment as productive and efficient as possible. Table with tools on. Ain't nobody want to be bending over more than they have to. Save your back. And speaking of, I want to remove all this timberwork so I can gain productive and efficient access. Who the fuck thought this timberwork was a great idea? Yeah, Mr. BTP, let me hide all that good shit behind all this timberwork. Love me some loose water points. While the tank's draining down, I'm removing the old copper pipework and admiring the valve setup. Ugh. Fucking disgusting. Ugh. Baby, no cover plates and the fucking T was screwed into the isolation valve. Who does that? Hacks do that. That's who, baby. Hacks. Here at BTP, brand new valves, brand new cover plates. Mandatory. Shouldn't even be a question. Here at BTP, we like to encase the whole hog, give the client as much value as possible. This unit and the valves have been in service for the same amount of time. I want to make sure I'm giving this client drama-free plumbing for the next 15 years plus, baby. Does anyone know why my finger was on the end of that gas line and why I've placed that plastic sleeve on the gas line? Comments below, who can figure it out, baby? In reflection, I'm disappointed I didn't silicone this hole, further making this wall waterproof, but also securing that lug that little bit more, as I don't want to create a meal for myself behind this wall. Though also the third and lucky last, securing that cover plate that little bit more. I've gone for my alternative measure using Teflon around the outside, baby. Use that as you will. We don't usually leave lugs long here at BTP, but I needed something to purchase on, as I did not trust the fixings inside the wall, as this thing was looser than my ass on a Saturday night, baby. Fresh valves, copper pipe work removed, tank drained, baby. This thing is as good as decommissioned. Now all I need to do is remove it from site, get ready to make way for the new unit, being an Aquamax 390 SS, baby. Man, I simp hard for these, and let me tell you about them. I ain't even paid to say this, boy, but this here Aquamax 390 SS is my favorite external storage hot water unit on the market. Tell me a better unit, and I'll wait. 390 SS refers to the amount of litres in the first hour it can produce. It's a 155 litre tank, which trumps all the other like-for-like units, being a 135 litre tank. That extra 20 litres actually does matter. And the SS at the end isn't standing for super sexy, stands for stainless steel. The stainless steel tank is the thing that gives it the life. That's what gives it that 10-year warranty. Trumps every other unit on the market, and I'll fucking wait. That's right, baby. Absolutely nothing. And if you say Thurman, I'll be giving you a fucking servant of my shit, cunt. Ain't nobody installing one of them. They can fuck off. Here at BTP, we provide you cunts, yes, you cunts being the community, with real-world value. We're upgrading the 450 by 450 slab to give this new unit excessive amount of room with a 600 by 600 slab. Doing things properly here at BTP. Fuck all these ants off! Ants in my pants! Woo! Disgusting. Where's me fucking gloves when I need them, mate? Fucking tell me about it. Before I fit the new slab, I always resurface the new ground. And you'd be mistaken in thinking that I make it dead level. I give it a 1 to 2 degree pitch back to the wall, making sure the existing unit, when it's full, snugly leans back to the wall just that little bit, making sure little Lisa hanging off the front, ain't no way she getting smushed when this thing comes off and onto her. I'm really interested to know how you guys install your hot water units. Do you dead level the base, or do you give it a degree of fall? Let me know in the comments below. For me at work and in life, I'm in the business of risk mitigation, and that might mean sometimes before I carry out a task, stopping and asking myself, how can I do this with clearer intentions? How can I do this better for me and my body? How can I add more value for the client? Choosing to improve your hand skills and the service at which you offer 1% better daily. After your apprenticeship, you won't know the service that you're about to offer the community, baby. I promise you. These days, cunt, tradies don't even take their fucking shoes off. Mate, I'm taking my shoes off, putting a drop sheet down, talking politely, and educating you throughout the whole process. Show some fucking pride in your service, cunts. Talking politely is subjective. So fuck off! It's all context-based, you cunt! Sucked in, cunt! But now let's get back to the work. My favourite part, all the hard work is done. The new valves are in, the slab's in, the new unit's in. All we need to do now is infill that middle part. And baby, this is where the magic happens. That copper pipe work. Tell me about this. But this is, oh man, this is an aspect of the job that I just absolutely love. The immediate gratification of doing instant handwork and seeing it and looking nice, and then adding the extra finesse because it's copper and handwork piping. Oh, yes, baby. Ooh, good little tip here on how to hit home when your gas 90 bends coming into the unit itself. If you're ever confused about where to put the 90 bend itself, you can run a blank piece coming off the unit and out of it, give you an indication of where that cross section for the 90 bend is going to be. Not wasting your time or materials at this point. Before turning the gas on and hooking it up, I make sure to remember one essential step: purging the line in itself, making sure to rid any dirt and debris from the copper line in itself, protecting the gas controller. But one better than that, you want to purge it and rid it of any oxygen, making sure there's fuel there ready to go, making the lighting procedure easy breezy, baby. Wrapping up the install here at BTP, doing my best, cutting the cable ties, back flush, pushing the knuckles back to the wall. But I feel this PTR valve is non-compliant with the new codes. Can someone let me know, please? Ain't no way am I installing the stock fixing. That's a lawsuit and a squashed little Lisa waiting to happen. Doing away with the stock inferior fixing, which is the only thing I can say bad about this unit. And we're putting in a nice orange 10mm plug and a long batten bit. And just my luck, the batten bit I left at my last job in the gutter line. That's right. I'm coming for you, little Lisa. I'm protecting you. BTP, protecting the community, showing you exactly how I put in a hot water service. Yes, that's right. BTP's busting his ass, breaking his back to serve the community, protecting the hot water service, coming to you, coming to your house, looking like Mickey Mouse.